Welcome to Let's Talk About It. Here we go! Holy crap!
Looks like you already have.
I need guns. Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to Let's Talk About It, the show we talk about everything going on in the movie and TV world. I am your host, and we got some interesting topics here today. We got some topics about some really interesting stories I'm very excited about, but also we're going to be talking about a few, trailers that we'll be getting this week. Two ones I'm very, very excited for, if you know what I mean. And with all that out of the way, please make sure you press that subscribe button. It helps us on our road to 1,000 subscribers. And with all that out of the way, guys, let's start this show. And we're going to start off with this. Nova. Yes, Nova is a project I am very, very much looking forward to. Nova, Richard Rider is one of my favorite Marvel heroes. I just think he's such a cool hero. He is in that part of the Guardians of the Galaxy world where you can still have Guardians like Gamora, Drax, even Peter Quill show up in like a movie or TV series. And, I'm glad they decided that we're going to go with Richard Rider first, not just going with Sam Alexander, because I think you need Richard Rider to set up Sam Alexander. And a new rumor has come out that we might be knowing who might be playing Richard Rider. According to thecomicbookmovie.com, Nova, Brandon Sklenar, rumored to be on Marvel Studios' radar to play Richard Rider. And what do I think about this? What do I think about this? I think actually this is a very good casting. I think it's good. I think Brandon Sklenar has been getting a lot more popular, if that's with It Ends With Us. The first time I saw him, I believe it was 1922. It was the Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren, Yellowstone spin-off show. That's when I first saw him. And then, of course, It Ends With Us, like I just mentioned. That even though the movie has its slew of problems in the public with all the lawsuits going on right now, nothing bad's been happening about him. So, hey, he seems like he's just like the one guy who's like, I didn't do nothing. I'm just here. It's between Blake and Justin, whatever that's going on. So, and of course, he just had that new movie trailer come out for, called Drop. It's when his mom goes on a date and she gets these texts that in order to save her son, she has to kill Brandon Sklenar's character, who she's on a date with. So he's very much getting more roles, and this is also being reported by Jeff Snyder. Now, I would say for rumor or scoopers, Jeff Snyder is one of the most reliable guys out there. Because he's been doing this for a long time. Very, very reliable. He's been giving us all these rumors about Harris Dickinson. He gave us a lot of rumors about Jean Grey. And some of them are right, but some are right, some are wrong. But if this happened, I would be fine with it, because I think this guy is a talented guy. I think this guy is a talented actor. I think, the more we see him, the more he's going to get popular. He in the vein of what he does, he kind of reminds me of a Glenn Powell type. He's like the charismatic dude, the good looking dude, and I feel like that's type of roles he's been playing. And I think, for Richard Rider, that would be a good choice. With them seems not wanting to go for an older Richard Rider, I can maybe see this Nova series being kind of like a team up / protege train movie where maybe you have Richard Rider in it, but maybe he's training Sam Alexander. And we have heard rumors as well as the main villain of the show may be a Nihilus, who, is a pretty interesting villain, has ties with the Fantastic Four, but, he seems like a really good villain. If you want to introduce him to the MCU, it would be Nova, because Nova is very much on that cosmic level. But what do you guys think about this? Brandon Sklenar is being eyed to play Richard Rider, possibly in the Nova TV series on Disney+. Leave a comment down below, and let's move on to our second topic here today. And that is this. The Godzilla and Kong movies are not what you call Academy-level pictures. They are something that's very special. They are just fun. Every movie doesn't have to be this total, genre-defying film. Sometimes you just want to have fun, and that's what Godzilla times Kong: The New Empire was. Sure, it's stupid. I'm not gonna lie, it's a stupid movie, but that doesn't mean it's a one hell of a time. And that Godzilla movie grossed over $500 million at the box office. $500 million, almost made $500 million. And we know we got this new one coming. Sadly, we are not having the original director of Godzilla X Kong and Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire coming in the directors. We got a new director in here. But the whole question is like, which of the human cast are going to be returning? And one of them that I've been really wanting to hear about is Dan Stevens, because I think Dan Stevens was really, really fun in that Godzilla X Kong movie. Like, he's kind of like, this monster, dentist. He comes out, pulls a tooth out of Kong, and, he's like this. I love two scenes with Brian Tyree Henry. I think they had really good chemistry. Well, now, according to the Hollywood Reporter, looks like Dan Stevens is coming back. According to them, Dan Stevens in talks to return for Legendary's Godzilla X Kong follow-up. I'm happy about this. I am happy for this because I would love to explore more of what this guy can do. I want to see him, being a dentist for all the other monsters. Like, I want to see him pull a tooth out of Godzilla next. I want to see oh, Godzilla's got a stubbed toe. Let me wrap it for you, Godzilla. Like, I want to see more. And the thing with Godzilla X Kong was oh, we gave Kong this metal arm. He's got this power gauntlet. And I'm like, okay, what are you gonna give to Godzilla next? Because what, we're gonna give Godzilla an exoskeleton so he can punch harder. What's gonna happen? Because the one thing about these movies is that, like Fast and Furious, there is no logic in this universe. This is a movie where you're literally having a giant gorilla and giant lizard having a wrestle match. Who suplexed another freaking monkey. That's something that's okay, hear this. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have Godzilla, and Kong team up, but then they're gonna suplex another monkey. It's on paper that sounds so stupid, but when you watch it on the big screen, you're like, that's fucking awesome. These movies are just fun. And Dan Stevens, I think, was one of the human characters I really, really liked. I cannot wait to see him return to the franchise if this happens. But what do you guys think about this? Dan Stevens is in talks to return to Godzilla X Kong Part 3. Leave comments down below, and let's move on to our second topic here today. Alright guys, let's move on to this next topic here. And with this topic, we're talking about a little bit of a trailer that's dropping this week. Now, it's not the other one. It's not the one that we all know that's coming tomorrow. It's the one that I thought we would not get to the Super Bowl, but we're getting on Wednesday. And Universal has revealed this morning that we are getting that Jurassic World Rebirth trailer for their new movie on Wednesday. Now, you're probably wondering, wasn't this supposed to come out during the Super Bowl? Listen, this is what happened last year. It's what a lot of studios have been doing. They usually drop the full trailer for most of their bigger movies, on a few days before Super Bowl. That's why they're dropping Fantastic Four tomorrow and doing Jurassic World Rebirth on Wednesday. Then they show a little 30-second spot because, guys, Super Bowl ads are not cheap. They're $7 million this year, which is that's a lot of the budget. You can't, most budgets for films are around $7 million for low budget movies. This is a good way to promote your film. And I've been excited for this Jurassic Park movie because Jurassic World Dominion, even though it was honoring kind of the legacy of the original Jurassic Park by bringing back characters like Alan Grant, you had Jeff Goldblum's character, Laura Dern came back. All those characters came back to reunite with the new existing cast. And the movie still made $1 billion, guys. Made $1 billion. A very soft $1 billion, but it made $1 billion. But, people were kind of tired after that. And now the thing was, after that, where do you go next with Jurassic World? Well, about a year ago, we got rumblings of this new Jurassic World movie, and then we noticed that Gareth Edwards was directing this movie, and you got a cast. You got such a great cast. You got Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Blade himself, before he's even played Blade. And of course, you got the guy who I think is going to attract a lot of attention, Jonathan Bailey, who was just in Wicked. Now, like I said, the reason I'm excited for this movie is because of Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards, of course, just directed, his last film was The Creator, which wasn't, the best sci-fi movie of all time. But the thing about the movie is the visual effects, because Gareth Edwards worked as a visual effects artist before he was a director. And the thing about him is he cares deeply. Like, when you watch The Creator, those robots seem like real. They are real things. Like, it's hard to even tell where the CGI is. Like, they're CGI, but it looks so real. And that's why I was excited for Jurassic World that he was directing, because if he can put that into, like, the dinosaur designs, and I love his cinematography, the guy, he always has cinematography, and John Matheson, he's a brilliant cinematographer, working on films like Gladiator 2 and Gladiator. And, for me, Gareth Edwards has a specific, type when he shoots movies. He has kind of like this, like, dark lens, but also is able to create this, like, really expansive world through, like, how he shoots a film. But, Gareth Edwards, of course, also worked on Rogue One. And, there's not a lot of footage. Like, so I'm going to put, like, some little images up, but the teaser basically shows, like, oh, there's Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, they're just walking around the grass, and they see a tail, and then it's over. Really small. I'm excited to actually know, like, what the story of this film is. We kind of know a little bit how, like, these dinosaurs, their environments have created, like, some sort of miracle drug that this company is trying to get hold of, and then, of course, things go sideways. But this movie's got a terrific cast, it's got a great director, and I think, this might actually rejuvenate the Jurassic Park franchise, because I feel like with Jurassic World movies, I like them, but they weren't like, oh, I'm so excited to go see these. They're like, okay, they're coming out, I guess I'll go see them. I think this teaser, this trailer is going to get people excited. People love dinosaurs. People love watching people eat dinosaurs. And I think, it's going to be a good movie, guys. I think this is going to be a good movie. Just with the cast, the talent they have, and with a director who I really, really like, I think we're in for a real special treat when this teaser drops on Wednesday. But what do you guys think? The teaser for Jurassic World Rebirth is dropping on Wednesday. Are you excited? Are you going to check it out? And with all that out of the way, guys, let's move on to our final topic here today. This is the big one, the big kahuna. Now, rumblings over the weekend came out that we will be getting a Fantastic Four trailer this Tuesday, tomorrow. And, nothing was confirmed until this morning when Marvel decided to drop a little countdown to the Fantastic Four trailer. Now, they dropped, of course, like Jurassic World Rebirth, they dropped a little, teaser video with all these kids and people running around to go look at a TV. And you're like, okay, and that's where it ends. It just says, it's like, the Future Foundation is waiting, which is like another version of the Fantastic Four. So, now we are getting the Fantastic Four teaser trailer, guys. We are getting this teaser. This has to hit well. See, I think a lot of people are like, oh, Fantastic Four, it's not as important as Superman. Superman trailer, that hit, that did great. But I think this has to do as much as a good job as that Superman teaser, because we have had 3 Fantastic Four movies. And they have been not the great... They have not been the greatest Fantastic Four movies. Now, don't get me wrong. I grew up with that original Fantastic Four movie, falling in love with Jessica Alba as Sue Storm, loving Michael Chiklis as The Thing, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. Like, though I'm admitting, I enjoyed those movies. I watched Fantastic Four all the time when I was a kid. But we all have to admit those movies were not serious. They were very, campy movies. They were very much like, oh, they're very much, like, oh, these guys, it's weird. They're just weird movies. And then we also had Fan Four Stick. We do not talk about Fan Four Stick because it was one of the worst superhero movies ever made. Even though it had a stellar cast in, like, Jamie Bell, Kate Mara, Miles Teller, and Michael B. Jordan, who Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan have gone on to be, like, mega stars now. And now, what do I expect for this trailer? I think we're going to get a similar trailer to what we got, the leaked trailer at Comic-Con. I think it's going to be similar to that. I think what's going to happen is we're going to see Galactus. Now, for people expecting like the whole story and like we're going to say, oh, we're going to understand everything about the movie. It's like, guys, this is a teaser trailer. It's probably going to be about maybe like 1 to 2 minutes, kind of like what the Superman trailer was, very much a tease of what's the movie, set up the world, show us like, oh, the Fantastic Four are not in our MCU, they're in another universe. And I know people are excited for this. I think when this teaser comes out, we'll finally get an idea to know how excited we are for this movie. Because like I said, I did not put this movie high on my anticipated list. I put Thunderbolts above this movie as my most anticipated Marvel movie of the year. Maybe it's because, I had seen 3 Fantastic Four movies. And I wasn't really a fan of the Fantastic Four comics. The only time I ever read Fantastic Four was when they were starting to do Future Foundation, and they include Spider-Man in the Fantastic Four. Like, that was interesting. And I think I am actually excited a little bit more for the movie because it's kind of like an Elseworld type story, You don't need to connect these characters to the MCU because us fans know they're in another universe. Like, it takes place in the 60s, going into the root of the Fantastic Four. I think we're definitely going to... you definitely have to get the audience knowing that this is not our MCU. This is a different multiverse, a different universe. You need to show them like, okay, there is no Iron Man here. There is no Avengers here. Maybe there's other superheroes, but, it's just mainly the Fantastic Four, the heroes in this universe. I think we get a little glimpse of Galactus. I think it's Galactus. You give a little tease to him at the end because Galactus is probably going to be the main villain of the film. But I'm excited, guys. I am excited for this teaser. I think it has to hit. I think it has to hit. It has to get people talking about it. We need to be talking about this teaser when it drops. It can't just be like, okay, that was cute. That was nice. Okay, next. We gotta talk about it. Just how, I don't know, we're still even talking about it. Superman, we just keep talking about it. If that's to the latest clip trailer with him flying, if that's to the amazing teaser trailer that dropped a month ago. Marvel's got to get us talking about this movie. Get us excited about these characters. Get us to know Mr. Fantastic. Get us to know Sue Storm. Get us to know Johnny Storm. Get us to know the Thing. Now, I think also this thing also has a good thing for it. Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals right now is in their Fantastic Four season. What a coincidence that's going on while this teaser's dropping. Because Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm have been very much in my YouTube short feeds, my Instagram short feeds. It's all about Sue Storm and her outfits in that game. And maybe that's some good. People's like, oh, I remember. That's Sue Storm that's Sue Storm. I know. I know that. I play Marvel Rivals. Oh, this might look interesting. Let me check it out. Maybe Marvel Rivals is helping it. Who knows? But I'm excited to see these characters. I am also another thing I'm excited to see. Is the Thing practical or not? I know that the actor Ebon Boss-Makrik says we're not doing the practical, but we have seen on set through set photos that there was a practical Thing. I want to see what he looks like, how he moves, because I'm not gonna be honest. I've been a bit worried about the Thing because in some behind the scenes, I think it looks kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. It looks, for me, the look, looks weird. Because I think I'm just used to the Michael Chiklis look. That's the look I think for my Thing. Because this Thing has the big eyebrow, and I always thought that looked kind of weird in the comics. And but guys, I think this has to hit. Like I said before, it has to hit. There is potential. There's potential. Now, will this be a $1 billion movie? No. I'm gonna say no, guys. I'm gonna say no. I know a lot of people are like, it's Fantastic Four. People have been waiting for this. I'm like, not really, somewhat waiting for this movie. For me, when they got 20th Century Fox, all of us were like, I can't wait to see X-Men. X-Men's the thing we've been waiting for. But Fantastic Four's like, oh, Fantastic Four, that's cool too. But another thing this movie has working for it is Matt Shakman. Matt freaking Shakman. The guy who brought us WandaVision. Now, I think Matt Shakman is actually the perfect guy to do this. Because if you guys remember, WandaVision very much was an honor to the sitcom era of TV. It was very much honoring the legacy of TV. I think that perfectly translates into Fantastic Four, which is going for a 60s look, a futuristic 60s, Man of Tomorrow kind of look, a look into the future, kind of relating to Iron Man 2 a little bit right there. So I think Matt Shakman, I hope he brought us something special. I hope this teaser hits. But guys, what do you think? Fantastic Four teaser trailer drops tomorrow. I know a lot of you are excited for it. Do you guys think that this has to hit? And if it doesn't hit, do you think this goes over bad for Marvel and this movie coming out in a few months? Leave comments down below. And that's it for Let's Talk About It. Make sure you guys subscribe. Check out all other content on our channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.